Have you ever wondered why someone so toxic, so manipulative, ended up in your life? Why you had to be the one walking on eggshells, questioning your worth, doubting your sanity? You're not alone. Millions of people find themselves entangled in the emotional maze of a narcissist's world, giving, pleasing, explaining, and still never being enough. It feels like drowning in a sea of mirrors where every reflection distorts who you truly are. But here's a truth you might not have considered. You weren't cursed by life. You were chosen for a lesson so powerful it could break generations of emotional chains. Because narcissists don't just show up randomly. They appear in your story like a storm, not to destroy, but to reveal, to uncover the cracks in your boundaries, your patterns, and your self-love. So let's pause and reflect. What did they trigger in you? Was it your fear of rejection, your desperate need to be accepted, or that quiet voice inside that always whispers, "You're not enough"? You see, a narcissist will press every wound you've never healed. They don't create your pain, they expose it. And that's where your transformation begins. Imagine your life as a house. On the outside, it may look perfect, decorated with achievements, friendships, smiles, but inside, the foundation might be weak. That narcissist, they're the earthquake that tests the strength of your walls. It hurts, but it also reveals what needs to be rebuilt. Now here's the turning point. You can choose to stay trapped in resentment and confusion, or you can step back and ask, what was life trying to teach me through this pain? Maybe it was teaching you how to set boundaries without guilt. Maybe it was showing you that love without respect is not love at all. Maybe it was the wake-up call you needed to stop abandoning yourself just to keep someone else happy. So what can you do now? Start by reclaiming your voice. Say no without explaining. Say yes only when it aligns with your truth. Picture yourself as a tree. The narcissist may have been the storm that shook your branches, but they also forced your roots to grow deeper. Now, you're not just surviving, you're becoming unshakable. Reframe the story. You weren't a victim, you were a student. Every manipulation, every gaslight, every silent treatment was a twisted teacher in the school of self-worth. Hard lessons, but necessary. You learned what your silence cost. You learned what happens when you shrink yourself to fit someone else's comfort. And now you rise. You rise with clarity, with standards, with a heart that no longer begs, but chooses. Because healing isn't about forgetting. It's about remembering who you were before the world convinced you to be small. So ask yourself now, what are you no longer willing to tolerate? What version of you is trying to be born through this pain? And more importantly, are you ready to meet that version? This experience didn't happen to you. It happened for you. To awaken your power, to teach you discernment, to ignite the fire of boundaries, self-respect, and truth. Yes, it was dark. Yes, it was unfair. But now, you are not the same. You're wiser, you're stronger, and most of all, you're awake. Let this be the moment where your story turns, not in bitterness, but in breakthrough. You're not here to fix broken people. You're here to build a healed life. And sometimes, the most powerful transformation starts in the ruins. Now take this lesson and rise with it. Not just for you, but for every version of you that once stayed silent, because your healing will echo, and someone, somewhere, will learn from your strength. Are you ready to become the person you were always meant to be? Then don't just heal, grow, rebuild, and never shrink again. If this message awakens something in you, subscribe, because your journey is just beginning, and you won't walk it alone.